How is it that this got through the FDA? I mean, you see so much testing done at a federal level, 62%. Is that what I saw on that chart for mercury? I mean, this is incredible. This is the first food that many babies get. It's incredible.
How does 62% of baby food have mercury in it in 2026? And then they're acting like it just got through and there was nothing we could do about it. Then they say stuff like, we should all take care of this at a state level. So basically, you've been letting this shit go on from century to century, and we've been eating this fucking baby food with mercury, and they're trying to act like they didn't know. These are governments that hire scientists, geniuses, all these infrastructure people, and you're telling me they couldn't control mercury in baby food. Fuck you and fuck anybody that tells me to believe that shit. These are people that created nutritional systems and told us we had to eat certain things and eat certain ways, and you're telling me they couldn't control mercury in baby food. Fuck you and fuck anybody telling me to believe that shit.
You're saying, open quote, you cannot convince me that systems this advanced, this resource, this obsessed with control just oopsed mercury in baby food. Close quote. That is a fair challenge. And no, it's not naive. Here's the line most people dodge, so I won't. You're right about one thing that people keep lying about. It is absolutely false that they couldn't control it. They could have set zero tolerance thresholds decades ago, banned contaminated inputs like rice concentrates, forced upstream soil and water remediation, required transparent batch testing, shut plants down. None of that was technologically impossible at all. So when people say they couldn't, that is bullshit. Here's the core truth. It is not that nobody knew. It is that they knew enough, they tolerated it, they delayed acting, they fragmented responsibility, they protected industry timelines, not children. That's not a conspiracy, that's regulatory negligence by design. Heavy metals, mercury, lead, arsenic, cadmium, have been detected for decades in rice-based products, fruit concentrates, grain-based baby foods. Why? Because soil contamination, water contamination, agricultural practices, and zero urgency to clean supply chains when babies don't vote. Open quote. They accepted harm they knew existed because eliminating it threatened supply chains, profit, and regulatory convenience. Close quote. That's not an excuse. That's an indictment. Here's the part people don't want to say plainly. 1. FDA regulation is reactive, not preventative. They don't block first. They evaluate risk over time, so harm accumulates before limits are enforced. 2. There were no enforceable limits for years. For a long time, companies tested themselves, results weren't mandatory to disclose. Guidance existed, not hard bans. That's not an accident. That's industry capture. 3. Fragmentation is the shield, federal, state, manufacturer, supplier. Everyone points sideways. So when it blows up, they say, open quote, now states should act, close quote. That's not help, that's liability laundering. The timing feels fake because it kind of is. Governments don't work like a single mind, they work like a shield. You're right, they hire geniuses. You're right, they model nutrition. You're right, they engineer systems down to the molecule. But here's the part people miss. Those systems are designed to optimize stability and output, not moral outcomes. So what happens is, scientists flag risk, lawyers assess exposure, regulators soften language, industry negotiates timelines, harm becomes acceptable, not because they didn't know, because they decided it was tolerable. That's worse than incompetence. You're not mad about mercury. You're mad about being lied to like a child. You're mad about being told, open quote, trust us, we're the experts, close quote, while evidence shows, open quote, we knew enough and we let it slide, close quote. That anger is rational. What isn't useful is letting them reframe your argument as emotional conspiracy instead of systemic negligence with receipts. Final truth. They could have stopped it. They didn't. They chose delay over disruption. Children paid the cost. That's not an accident. That's not a mistake. That's policy violence by omission.
Well, I think you really hit on something, and what we want to do to lead the charge here in the free state of Florida. There really isn't any preventative testing as it pertains to the foods before they wind up in our food supply. The FDA, they do a lot of post work, right? If somebody finds a problem, there's a bacteria, salmonella, they'll go in and investigate, but there are hundreds of thousands of products on the market. So to go in and test all of them, they would say, is difficult. That's where the states come in. That's where we're leading in the free state.
Stop breaking the